Scott Pridemore here with Mike Hagee for another episode of Charlotte Real Estate Talk. Thanks again for joining us. You may have tuned in to our previous video where we were also here at Freedom Park. So Mike, the topic that we're going to discuss now is how important is it for sellers to make necessary preparations, repairs prior to listing the house to cast the best possible light on the property in advance of listing. What does that process look like for you and your clients?
That's a great question. First thing is to walk through the property with an on-site evaluation. That'll help us better determine what the property's value is, the floor plan, any obsolescence or challenge that may encumber the property's ability to sell. And part of that process is looking at the actual repairs that a buyer's going to be looking at. So small fixes can make a big difference to the buyer. Things like checking if the cabinet drawers are loose in any way, or do all the lights actually turn on and all the light bulbs installed. As simple as that may sound, walking through with the eyes or the lens of a buyer can definitely make a huge improvement on the back end in terms of value. Simple things such as cracks on the drywall, painting problems, dirty stains on the carpet. All these are simple fixes that can...
Absolutely, and I will echo the importance of paint. Here's a tip. You get no better return on investment than you do for a fresh coat of paint.
So true.
As simple as it is, you have maybe a story where you're able to help a client hone in on what needed to be done to best market the property?
Absolutely. I can share a recent example where I gave a seller, a client, a laundry list of items to be corrected. Several of them were cosmetic in nature. He did 75% of those. 25% that was left were probably some of the most important items that needed to be taken care of. Hence, we talked about earlier, dirty carpet. The carpet that he ended up choosing to replace later ended up procuring 2 offers. But we lost a good amount of time where if he had taken the advice on the front end, would have saved him an awful lot of time and money, quite frankly, that if would have procured a buyer early on in the process.
Sure. So he eventually decided that he was willing to make the improvements that you originally requested or
That's
recommended.
Correct. That's correct.
So once he was willing to make those repairs or improvements, then you got the house transacted for a good price.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, for a higher price.
Okay. So Mike, thanks for sharing that example. So that wraps up another episode of Charlotte Real Estate Talk. Thanks so much for joining us today here at Freedom Park. By all means, you can see links below for contacting us should you need any help making the necessary improvements before you decide to list the house. So call us or email us if you need anything. With Mike Hagee, I'm Scott Pridemore. Thanks so much.
Thanks.